Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me for my Try It Out Tuesday series. Now today I'm trying out this stamp set from Spellbinders. It's a stamp and die set and it's called Cool Beans and it's part of their designer series. It's called from the Love Set Match collection. But it was so fun. It has a little taco on there, so we're going to make a real simple but cute card using this one. Now I also wanted to try out these. These are new to me and I never tried them before. They are Nuvo Shimmer Powder. So we're going to give these a try and see how we like these. I actually got the Green Parade and the Solar Flare. Now this is new to me too, and I thought about using this today, but I ended up not using it. But this is, Nuvo came out with a masking fluid, so maybe in my next video I'll try that one out. But we're going to go ahead and jump in and get started with our card today. This stamp and die set comes with two little dies. One will cut out the taco, and then the other one cuts out little tomato pieces for your taco. So the sentiment on here says "Holy guacamole," and then the larger one says, it's so cute, it says "Let's give him something to taco about." So we're going to start off by stamping our taco with some VersaFine ink. And I'm actually stamping this on some Canson XL watercolor cardstock. I'm going to go over it with my Nuvo Crystal Clear embossing powder. And then we're just going to go ahead and melt that. Today, for coloring in this little taco, I thought I hadn't used my Zig markers in a long time. So we're going to use my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And when I color them in, I will leave the colors in the left-hand corner for you guys, so you guys know what colors I used. But I decided to go with some browns and reds for my tomato pieces. So I'm just mixing them together. I didn't have a darker red, so the brown kind of worked out pretty good for that. I'm just coloring it on the side because I'm making sure that my die will cover it. Now I'm going to go ahead and color in my little taco. I'm going to use some tan colors for the little taco shell. Very simple, easy coloring. And then I did grab my water brush. I'm going to blend it out with my water brush. Quick and easy. I'm going to add some little pink cheeks. I don't think I've ever seen a taco with pink cheeks, but my taco's going to have a little bit of blush going on. Okay, once we have that done, we're going to add some greenery to our little lettuce area. Going to add a little more shading around the taco. And for the lettuce area, now I'm going to use the light green and the dark green. And I wanted my lettuce pieces to be real blotchy. So I'm basically adding little dots of the darker green. And then I'm going to go over it with little dots of the lighter green. And then I'll use my water brush and kind of blend them all together. Very cute little image and fun to color in. Oh. I'm going to go add a little bit more of the darker green. Okay, once we have that done, I am going to take the little tomato die. It's going to cut out I got a little mess, so I'm just using a baby wipe to clean it up. But the little tomato die will cut out 2 tomatoes. So I'm going to cut out actually 4 tomatoes. And then my taco. Okay, there's our cute little images. Now I wanted to add a little bit more detail to my taco, but I didn't want to go too crazy, so I'm using a real light gray. As if they're like tomato seeds, I was thinking. But you could probably, if you're going to case the card, I would suggest maybe leaving this part out because it didn't really make much of a difference. Kind of ended up looking like little watermelon slices. But I am going to add little dots of black on my little taco shell just to give it a little bit more texture looking. And there we have it. Now I did end up taking my craft knife and going around the taco shell, and I tucked 2 of the tomatoes sticking out. On the back side of the stamp, or the stamp set, there was a taco that had 2 little tomatoes sticking out, so I just kind of cased that a little bit. It looked really cute. Now I have another piece of Canson XL watercolor cardstock, and I cut it out with my stitched rectangle die. It's going to leave me a little bit of a white border on my card base. But I stamped my sentiment with my VersaFine ink, and then I'm going to go over it again with some Nuvo Crystal Clear embossing powder. Going to go ahead and melt that. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of masking. I'm using Post-it tape. But hindsight, I actually have purple masking tape, but it's super strong, and I was afraid it was going to tear my paper because it's did it before. So if you have maybe a blue painter's tape, I think it would work out perfect. But masking tape, I was lucky. It turned out good. So, but I would suggest maybe a blue painter's tape. Okay, I'm just going to spray the top portion of my masked off area with my water bottle here. I'm going to saturate that cardstock really well. And now is the fun part. I'm going to add this shimmer powder. And I have never worked with this before, but it is so neat. I mean, it's normally I don't like messy mediums, but this was, I have to say, was fun. And when I opened up the green parade, there was some powder in the cap, so I just ended up tapping the cap. But it creates a really fun, very unique effect. And you can see my paper starting to warp up. And then after I get done drying it, my Post-it tape starts lifting up. But like I said, I got lucky. It still stayed in the borders. So I'm just going to peel off my mask. And I think it looks so fun. So I used the Solar Flare and the Green Parade. But they were pretty inexpensive. I think they were like $4 for each bottle. So, but I thought it would be fun to give this a try. Now, the sentiment had some hollowed out words. So I'm just going to fill in with some guacamole colors. So I'm using a green and a yellow, both greens and then a yellow to color it in. Just so they kind of coordinate with my background there. The neat thing about the shimmer powder is it actually leaves a little bit of texture. So if you have little globs of the powder, I thought maybe that it would rub off, but it didn't. It actually stuck pretty well. Now whenever I use my watercolor cardstock and my paper warps, I always like backing it with a full piece of fun foam. This way it'll help flatten my watercolor cardstock. And I think it just always worked out great for me. But I'm just adhering it to my A2 size card base. It's a white card base. And then I'm just going to kind of place my taco a little bit wonky. And you can see there I added the little tomatoes. And then of course for bells and whistles I'm adding some, these are clear iridescent sequins. They're going to pick up any color that's behind it. I just wanted something a little bit subtle. And then I thought, well, I have that other part of the sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on the inside. So the inside will say, let's give him something to taco about. I think that's so cute. I'm inking up the inside sentiment with my VersaFine ink, and I'm just going to stamp it towards the top, right in the center. And then I did have 2 pieces of tomato left. So I'm just... should have used my glue, but I used my tape runner for these itty bitty pieces. But I'm just going to place them right next to the sentiment. And I added a little bit of Wink of Stella to my tomatoes. I did that to the lettuce on the very front and also to my sentiment. I added some Wink of Stella too. But I just was ready to call it done, and I thought, well, I'm going to add a little green to the lets. So basically I'm doing the same thing I did with the front sentiment on the inside. But that finishes off my card for today. I'll leave links below if you're interested in the stamp set. Have a great, fun, and crafty day. We'll see you again real soon, guys. Bye-bye.